When I was in high school, I remember coming across a medical journal in the high school library. And for all intents and purposes, it said something to the effect of, well, parents, you should expect that your teenage boys will masturbate and look at pornography. That's completely normal. And we endorse that as the medical society. And so, well, just run with that. And so then on the heels of that, we see, sitcoms and various things where the father has a pornography addiction. Of course, they don't call it an addiction. That would be too much of a negative stigma to put on it, right? But it was accepted on some level that that's just a normal thing. And not only is it normal, it was endorsed by the medical group saying this is a healthy thing. Yeah. But since that time, like in the most recent history, we've seen this explosion of sex trafficking. I don't know that we've seen an explosion of it as much as we've seen the spotlight put on it, because it's been there for a while, but we're seeing that, and we're seeing how that's tied to pornography and all these things. And so I guess I want to ask you, even on the onset, in light of everything that's being exposed, sex trafficking wise, with the porn industry, just the negativity that surrounds that, do you think, have people's views changed, or are we still dealing with the same old lies on, oh yeah, it's normal and it's acceptable and it's okay, and you just need to accept it. It's okay if your husband's doing those things. Sure. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, yeah, to answer your question, I don't think, I acknowledge I do think, I agree with you in the light has been shined on these different things like human trafficking and like the ugliness of sex slavery and different things, but I do not think that it is having an effect in the sense of that porn, masturbation is like less normal. I think it's more prevalent and more normalized than it's ever been before. I haven't heard statistics earlier this week that even since the shutdown because of COVID, that porn watching usage, internet porn is up. Like the numbers are through the roof, more than they've ever been in human history. And so I think it's something in our culture that, like you said, even back when you were in high school, it's been very normalized, and even has like different doctors and the medical field behind like different things like, oh, masturbation is normal and healthy. Man, I just think I think it's just like a stronghold that the enemy has in our culture, that if he can normalize something, then it can be widely accepted. He has his foot in the door, not really like just in the door. Like I think he's like walking all over our generation with, oh, it's just normal. I was just talking with a couple of friends about even just driving here about how normalized it is in watching videos on social media, like just language, what we talk about. Like, one of my friends was talking about how she scrolls through TikTok, social media platform, and there's just videos of like 14, 15, 16, 17-year-old girls and guys just talking about casually masturbation or different things like being choked while having sex, and like very intense things, but it's not intense actually. To them, it's very casual. It's been, I think, the concept of sex and masturbation, porn, is very casualized. I'm even thinking about it's in, like you said, it's in movies. There's a movie, a particular movie that I saw a clip of it a few weeks ago called The Wolf of Wall Street. It came out, I think, when I was in high school. And one of the advice that the mentor is giving the guy who wants to be successful in business is to masturbate twice a day, maybe 3 times a day. Like you got to just it'll keep you on your game. And I'm like listening to this, I'm like, wow, this is so just in your face. Nobody's trying to hide that this is a strategy, a secular strategy, or a satanic strategy, honestly. It's a demonically influenced secular strategy to doing well in life. I try to keep myself just, I don't just listen to conservative Christian stuff all the time. I try to broaden what I'm listening to just to be able to understand my culture and what I'm living in, and it's encouraged in the secular world, before you go out on a date, to masturbate before you go on a date, because then you'll be able to somehow think clearly. and you won't be thinking with your penis is kind of like the way that the concept. If you really want to know how you feel about a girl, masturbate before you go on a date with her and see if you're still interested. It's just like it's just common talk. It's common even advice and quote unquote wisdom that's passed down in the secular world from older guys to younger guys, or older women to younger women. It's very prevalent. I think it's more normalized and prevalent than ever in human history.
Yeah, I mean, just to even hear you talk, when I was growing up, it was not a topic that you could readily talk about. It was something that one did in the closet.
Sure.
And so to hear you talk about how normalized it's become, that's kind of scary. But let me ask you this question.
Let me give you one more example. Even like, I mean, this might be sad to you, but even like, I just saw a tweet from legendary sports commentator Joe Buck, who just like
let's slow down on the legendary part.
Well, I mean, okay, sorry. I don't really care if he's legendary, like, but people like he's been doing sports commentating on, for NFL and for MLB, professional baseball, for decades, and he just tweeted out proudly about how he watches porn. He got an invitation from Pornhub to do live commentary on porn videos, just as he would do to sports videos. And so like people are unashamed, and it's like the reason he's able to tweet that out as a public figure, a celebrity, is because he knows that the culture is primed for something like that. They don't care because it's very normal that people like you and me would just watch porn.